The purpose of the critical angle lab is to find critical angle between the air and the semicircular perspex block. A critical angle is an angle of incidence which has an angle of refraction of 90 degrees. The materials we need for this lab are a piece of paper, ray box, single slit, semicircular perspex box, and a protractor. The first step of the lab is to take the semicircular block and trace around it on a blank sheet of paper. Once you have finished tracing it, carefully draw in the normal exactly halfway along the top. This is so that you will know where to measure the different angles from. After tracing the block and drawing in the normal, you are now ready to start the lab. Insert the single slit into the ray box and place the block over your tracing of it. Rotate your paper and create a right angle. This is called the critical angle. Draw the line you have just created onto the sheet of paper. Measure the degree of that angle and record. Then, rotate your paper again and create an angle larger than the critical angle you just drew. Measure the angle and record again. We measured 42 degrees for the critical angle. For the larger angle, we measured 48 degrees. The 48-degree angle proves that the critical angle can be no greater than 42 degrees, as when the 48-degree angle reflects, it creates an angle greater than a critical angle. There are ways we could have reduced errors in our critical angle lab. Firstly, the critical angle could have been drawn more accurately. The line of the critical angle could have been straighter, creating a sharper 90-degree angle. The critical angle is the angle of incidence for which the angle of refraction is a right angle when light passes from a more optically dense to a less optically dense medium. There are two conditions for total internal reflection to occur. Total internal reflection is a reflection of incident light at the boundary between two different mediums. One condition for total internal reflection to occur is when light is in the denser medium and is approaching the less dense medium. For angle of refraction to be greater than angle of incidence, light must bend away from the normal, since light bends away from the normal only when it travels from a denser to a less dense medium. The second condition would be the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle.